Jai Shri Ram.
Nothing in this universe is not a part of Sanatana Dharma.
In this channel, we'll be discussing about the various topics that relate both science and Sanatana Dharma. But not only that, also the things that are going to be discovered in the future.
According to us, in science, there is truly no inventions but only discoveries. Today's video is about the embryology in our Sanatana Dharma. What if I told you that the field of embryology, which modern science claim as new, was already understood and applied thousands of years ago in real life in our old itihasas? Embryology is the branch of biology that studies how a baby develops inside the mother's womb, starting from a single cell after fertilization to a fully formed baby at birth. It focuses on different stages of growth, such as the formation of heart, brain, limbs, and sense organs, and how they gradually take shape week by week. One of the most fascinating aspects of embryology is how early life begins to sense the world, especially how the ears develop. In the inner ear, the organ of Corti, which is essential for hearing, develops by 20 to 25 weeks of gestation. In the grand epic of Mahabharata, one story stands out as profound symbol of courage, prenatal learning and destiny. The story of Abhimanyu, the valiant son of Arjuna and Subhadra. While Abhimanyu is best known for his bravery in breaching the deadly Chakravyuha, a multi-layered war formation, what's lesser known is how he learned the secret of entering it while still in the womb. According to the Mahabharata, one evening Arjuna was narrating the technique of penetrating the Chakravyuha to his wife Subhadra, who was pregnant at the time. As Arjuna explained the strategy, Abhimanyu, still in the womb, listened carefully. He absorbed the complex knowledge of how to enter the Chakravyuha, but before Arjuna could explain how to exit, Subhadra fell asleep and the narration stopped. Thus, Abhimanyu was born with the knowledge of entering but not exiting the Chakravyuha, which ultimately shaped his heroic but tragic fate in the war of Kurukshetra. Abhimanyu began hearing the war strategies in the womb during the 7th month of Subhadra's pregnancy. This exactly aligns with the modern embryology that the fetus can start hearing and responding to the surroundings by the 7th month, as mentioned before. Now it is the time to listen another story on embryology in our Sanatana Dharma. According to the Srimad Bhagavatam or the Bhagavata Purana, while Prahalada was still in his mother Kayadu's womb, Narada Muni, the divine sage, visited her during her pregnancy. Hiranyakashipu was away performing austerities, and Narada took the opportunity to shelter Kayadu in his ashram. There, he regularly recited the glories and leelas of Lord Vishnu. Though Narada was speaking to Kayadu, it was the unborn child Prahalada who absorbed every word with intense devotion. This prenatal influences shaped him into a fearless devotee, even in the face of his father's wrath. Now, a question arises. Which month did Prahalada hear Lord Vishnu's glories? The scriptures imply that this happened during the 7th month of pregnancy when Kayadu stayed at Narada's ashram. Let's compare this with the modern embryology. Modern science confirms that by week 25 to 27, a approximately the 6th to 7th month of pregnancy, the auditory system of the fetus is developed enough to begin detecting external sounds. By the 28th week, fetuses can respond to music, voices, and even emotional tone. Remarkably, babies remember some of these prenatal sounds after birth, especially the repeated chants and mother's voice. So, modern science confirms the possibility that a fetus like Prahalada could hear and be influenced by divine sound vibrations during the 7th month of gestation. Sanatana Dharma knew that science is only now discovering
that learning begins not at birth but in the sacred silence of the womb. Thank you for watching.
the video comes to an end. Arushi
And Pragadish
signing off. Jai Shri Ram.